everyone, so I channeled the global energies for September 2025 and I actually did a channeling already a few days ago. I wrote a blog about it. I thought it would be more convenient if I could just read my notes instead of channeling live. Since when I'm channeling live, I do not give myself as much time as I need to connect and understand the information I'm being shown. So it's much better for me to do it before and then prepare my note and just share it with you. So let's go. So the first thing that came through when I channeled for September is that there's a very sudden start, and I just want to narrow down this video to Europe at the moment because I really felt like it was concerning Europe more than any other continent, or so in certain specific countries as well: Germany, France, Italy, and the UK, and Iceland. So I feel like I received the information that September begins very abruptly. Like, I heard the word direct many times. It goes very fast, it moves very fast, and there's something that emerged quite quickly. I don't think it's a global event. I think it's still we are still talking about what's happening within people, but there might be some announcement or something that is triggering outside. But the movement and the discontent and the tension and the boiling tension is really happening within. I do not really see anything happening outside at the moment in September. But it's gonna start from the get-go. There's something that's gonna be boiling in the first days of September. Second information that I already mentioned, the energy is really focused on Europe, not the States. I don't see, I try to look what's happening in the United States, in Asia, in Russia, but I didn't see much, not for September. It's really just about Europe at the moment, and the countries that are the most involved, as I said, was France, Germany, Italy, Belgium as well, and England, where we can see it's already boiling up for a while now. So Iceland, which is quite interesting, right? Iceland, it's not a big country. It really stood out as well, and I'm gonna go a little bit deeper in what I saw. Okay, so yes, so when it comes to anger and gatherings, so I saw that at the beginning of September it's mostly happening within, and then there's some gatherings happening at the end of September. I see anger within people, discontent, but the gatherings are not high intention. They are the intention behind, not for England but for France and Germany, is we are still at a level where we are not at the level of England. Like, the gatherings are, people are here to shout together, but there is a very good energy around this. I don't see hatred, of course. I mean, most people don't want that, they just want their voice to be heard, right? But I can see that the gatherings are slowly starting, but the gatherings are more, I saw them more in like villages and towns and like in many different areas, more than in one big town, which is what usually happen. So it's a little bit of different gatherings, mostly, and I also saw strong actions led by men on a smaller scale. It's like the divine masculine is waking up, and people are, men are leading the way now towards change. So I saw a big emphasis on men. Men are very important. Women are very important for intuition, for feeling ahead, and men are very important for the action. Yeah, and I feel like now it's coming together, and men is really awakening. So that's quite beautiful. I'm very excited. All right, something very specific that I saw as well was disruptions around the French and German border, exactly where I live. So it felt like in September, this event will affect airports, so air traffic. It will affect border. There will be more control for some reason. And maybe even less possibility to cross the French and German border. I feel like this is multifactorial, but there was one thing specific that I channel is chemical. I saw that it was related to chemical. So maybe something happening in a warehouse, some chemical, or like some accident in a warehouse that store chemicals. I didn't have more details, more precision, but something that involves chemical. And it might also temporarily touch Italy as well, but just a small part of it. So it's France, Germany, and Italy, and some borders are maybe closed, or it's a little bit harder to cross the frontier. There was something like this. Okay, and the last thing that I wrote down is that it can also trigger tensions because the idea of closing the border because of this chemical related event seems manipulated. There's something behind, another intention, and a lot of people will understand that. So there's some tensions about this event. I'm very curious to see if something like that's gonna happen, because that's quite original visual to have. Something about chemical. It's not necessarily a warehouse. It's about chemical. It's about something being spread. Right. So September marks something quite specific in how the old world is splitting, and then a lot of people in September are entering the new world, the new reality, by waking up. And I see really a lot of men regarding that. So yeah, it's just the group of men that I'm seeing that are waking up in September are not necessarily aware of everything. Nobody is, but it's just a little bit. It's just there was an accumulation. They might not know about the deep state or whatever, but the accumulation of the past few years, what's happening government-wise, that's enough for them to shout really loud suddenly. So that's something I'm perceiving as well. Like a big, like September is a crucial month for that, and it's like a new group awakening, and mostly men. So when it comes to Iceland, very interesting. So I saw a social-led, like a movement of contestation. Oh, that must be a French word, sorry for that. There's like some kind of uprising in Iceland about this very specific topic. It's socially related. It's something done to the culture. It's something that has been done to the people of Iceland. I feel like this is the core of the topic. And so there's like a fast social movement and uprising around this topic that is spreading quite fast, and it seems quite significant for the country of Iceland. But I could not get more details on what it is exactly. Right, okay. So governments and global backstage. Yes, so I got two information when I just looked at the overall energies around the governments in Europe. It felt the word that I received in French. I received both in English and French, but it was in French this time, was rotten. In French we say pourri. Rotten, worthless, like no influence. So whatever's happening in Europe on the government side it feels like it's really lacking real control. The influence is really fading away. Now it's just like a manic show being displayed to get what they can get out of people. but no real power influence, nothing really. Then the information that came right after was regarding the United States. And I heard Black November, something very challenging happening in November. Something necessary for, a broader evolutionary process, but something quite major happening in November in the States. And I even heard Black November. Again, we are all protected, and our incarnation has a certain path that we can deroute, by the way. We do not have to follow the contract we signed when we came here. But we are all protected, and no matter what happens, we might be challenged if that's necessary for your own process of evolution. It's always for your highest good. But if you do not need to be challenged because you've awakened enough, then you will be protected. You will be at the right place at the right moment, even if you're in the States or whatever. So just not to spread fear or anything, because this is really not my goal. Yes, so something quite major happening in November in the States. Right, so that was it for the global energies and events in September. Let's see how that turns. When I channel, I tune in a specific timeline. I think I am influencing what I'm, because of my own understanding of things and my own timeline. Something just fell for no reason. Interesting. So I am seeing a very specific timeline. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't say that medium can predict the future, but I predict what's coming on the timeline we are in right now and where I am right now, just to make that clear. That's how I see it, right? I don't really understand how all of these things work. Anyway, I wish you a lovely September. It's gonna be intense, but this is part of the process. I'm actually looking forward to all these changes. I see them within myself, and it's for the best. Challenging on the moment, but always for the best. Yes,